and welcome to this match for the semi-finals from the 4PL Cup. We have a match between NEXT.kz and mTw. Like I said, for the semi-finals, so the winner of this match will play the winner of the other semi-finals, in which Quantic is facing Pot and Bottom, which still has to be played. And for this match I have a co-caster with me as we're waiting for spectators to load into this match. My co-caster for this match is SGC.Tulex. Hello.
Hello.
How are
Pleasure
you?
to be here again.
Yeah.
I'm fine as well.
Good. I'm just noticing that we have got some people... Hey, actually it's gonna be Bucking Matt that's gonna be doing the draft. That's an interesting thing. Or did they change names?
I don't know what's the reasoning behind that.
Me neither. And I am guessing undercover is actually Funzy because Rambo Dodo is Shokska. That should be the one. Yeah. And for the next
yeah, and the undercover is the Funzy.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have full roster versus full roster. I have to say, it's been a while since I've seen full roster versus full roster. Nope, we actually loaded into this one. Cool. But
yeah, sometimes it's really hard to get full rosters, especially during the summer vacations.
Yeah, that is true. Everybody getting on holidays and stuff like that. Definitely true. So we have NEXT.kz has been doing their homework. They have banned out the Lone Druid. They also banned out the Lycan already, with Invoker and the Broodmother being banned out by mTw, because mTw is actually gonna have the first pick, though being on the dire side. Naga banned out now as well. I was actually quite surprised to see Lycan banned out there, but until I realized that they actually had the second pick, so they're kind of being forced to ban out a Furion right now. Actually,
I'm quite surprised about the Invoker ban, and the only reason that mTw likes to ban it is because maybe then they didn't have enough success with it, and maybe they also switched roles around a bit, so Syndron is no longer playing the solo mid role. I'm not sure about that, I haven't seen them play in a long time, so...
Well,
also, they never picked Darkseer before, so that's new as well. So
yeah, and they didn't hesitate about it, like, for a second. They knew they wanted the Darkseer rather than the Nature's Prophet. But I do think that Invoker is probably being banned out because he is one of those heroes that is just very hard to push against once you are able to go into the base of the opponents.
Yep.
So in that sense, it is a good hero. Sorry?
Speaking about getting hard into the base, then you really can't do it against Darkseer and Tinker as well, on one team.
Two very hard counters to that. And so they're all already countering the Nature's Prophet with that, and the Chant. Two very strong pushing power heroes for NEXT.kz, but like you said, I mean the tier 1, tier 2 towers, they will drop probably eventually. But the tier 3s, that's like a whole different story. And that will be very hard for them.
It will all depend on the timing of the boost of travel of Tinker, because as soon as he will have it and like level 4 much of the machines with the rearm, then they will be safe, the towers, at least during the early game. And this means that NEXT.kz were kind of forced to pick at least one late game hero, because they wouldn't be able to crush the base. So there's the Morphling, they love to play that.
Yeah.
Can't expect them to pick it.
Signature hero. And we have mTw picking up a jungle hero as well, Enchantress. Counter for Chen. I'm quite surprised they did not pick up the Enigma instead though. But going for that decision, I mean, rather have that early game push probably. Enigma being banned out as response.
If they would have picked Enigma, then it would be really easy to play an offensive try line on the NEXT.kz, because Chen destroys Enigma early in the woods, as well as Furion tipping into the line. It could be really hard for their Tinker to get the farm, because they usually play him on the easy lane. So they rather pick the Enchantress so she can fight the Chen eventually, if they decide to like go for a offensive try line.
Yeah, Venomancer there indeed being picked up. Are you still expecting a hard carry for mTw? Because of course they're not really a hard carry team, so maybe like a Death Prophet or something else that can push. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Maybe Ricky Maru can be like viable, or anti-mage if they want that. And
ooh, Dragon
I
Knight.
also saw them. Yeah, Dragon Knight. I saw them playing Dragon Knight, exactly.
Yeah. Last time they faced a Morphling when I was casting them, they were able to. Well, it did go to late game, that one, and Dragonite was able to kill off the Morphling in the end. mTw's lineup prevailed.
Yep.
We're gonna see NEXT.kz. I mean, they picked up a Crystal Main. It's probably it's just a solid support for that Morphling. They still need a solo lane afterwards. We don't have a Beastmaster anymore. That one got banned out, but Queen of Pain's still in the pool, so that could be a good one for them to have. Maybe also some mid-game presence. Or of course, old mid heroes would be good too, as well as something like a Templar Assassin or something. But probably not gonna be it.
NEXT.kz kind of needs an initiator, like something that mTw just picked up, or like tanky hero in front, because it will be really hard for them to start the fights. Like Maiden can start it off with the Frostbite or something.
Even though
Tidehunter might be good, yeah.
Yeah, then they have to solo the Tidehunter though. Solo in mid. It has been done before, and it is definitely possible, but it's still not an easy job. And we do need to have a Sand King picked up by mTw. Quite surprising by that though. No carry for them. They're really counting on their team fight potential as well as their pushing potential.
Oh, and there's the tanky initiator at least.
Yeah, clockwork. And a good solo laner as well. With that flare, he'll have his solid farm with that, and some map control global presence as well, together with the Nature Prophet.
Yep.
A good pickup.
And like,
sorry.
So Morphling being the only like real late game-ish agility hero.
Yeah,
Tinker is pretty good
game.
late game because of his map presence, yeah, in this game. But that's pretty much it.
By the way, before we really get into this game, this is a match for 4PL, like I said, 4PL Cup. They have a new website, well, not a new website, they have a new Facebook. Please like them on facebook.com/4pl.dota. So go there and like them. They need those. They had like 9 the last time I checked, and they need more. Go for more. So that was just something that I had to say. I'll introduce NEXT.kz, so you can call out mTw straight afterwards. We have got Clockwork played by Equal. He's gonna be going, I don't know where he's going yet. Actually, everybody's going towards the bottom lane. We have Mantis playing as Morphling. That should not come as a surprise. Lucky on his Chen, so not on the Crystal Main this time. It's gonna be Stalcat on the Crystal Main. That is a very unusual choice. Normally we see Lucky up on the Crystal Main and Stalcat more like on a solo lane or something like that. But maybe they want to go a bit more aggressive. We have a Nature Prophet being played by Reeves, and I do think that was everybody. Yeah, that was everybody.
Yeah, and on the mTw side, we see some changes as well. Maybe there's like old news, but I'm sorry, I was really inactive the past 6 days. But we have Cinderon actually on the support role, on the support Venomancer. We see Fancy on Sand King, Fucking Mad on Darkseer, Kebab on Enchantress, that is classic, and there's a Sox on Tinker. So not only Cinderon wasn't picking in this game, but he's playing the support Venomancer as well, and we'll see how that works out for them.
I have seen him play that last Sunday, a game, where at some point he was saying that he was close to the Milk Award. Just to give you a hint what was going on. He wasn't really the happiest Venomancer in the world.
Maybe it's just the Venomancer, I don't know. Maybe something just wasn't working out for them, and they're trying to switch the roles while they still have time for the international practice and stuff like that.
Yeah, they are actually at bootcamp now, I believe.
Oh, they are. That's really cool then.
At least they were last week. I'm not sure how long that bootcamp lasted, but they were. So maybe in that time they were indeed able. I mean, in that case, it would not matter who's sitting on that captain slot either. I mean, you can just discuss it amongst themselves. And yeah, maybe switching up their roles slightly to give each other a bit more practice on, get that feel from the other point of view from the game. It is, of course, I mean, if you're used to playing a role the whole time, you're not going to be able to get that feel of the game that a support player has, for example. It's just a whole different feel to the game, a whole different mindset. So just to get every mindset that they want to get to, to switch up the roles again. We see Fancy in the middle up on the Sand King. He's going to be facing the Nature Prophet, so 1 versus 1 here. I do think that the Sand King should be fine. He has not skilled anything yet, so he will have a Sandstorm if it's needed, but other than that, he will also have a Border Strike if it's needed, if there's going to be a gank. Talking about gank, it's not really a gank, but Darkseer in a lot of trouble. He'll be supported by Cinderon, so it's a 2 versus 2 lane here. Darkseer will still get some farm with his Iron Shell, of course, but Venomancer, yeah. Well, he'll be able to harass maybe a bit.
Top lane, gang.
Ooh, a gank Enchantress already picking up a Troll Warlord. There's the net Clockwork on the way out. There's a slow, a couple more right clicks needed, and that's the first blood going towards the Tinker, going towards Shuckscan. That's a successful gank indeed. With a nice Warlord, Troll Warlord. That's a good first pickup for sure.
And kind of the same gank on the bot lane with the Troll Warlord.
Gale going through, making Mantis a very slow Darkseer, actually being able to get away from that one, unless Reeves would TP in, try to get some last hits in, but Darkseer already popped himself, got some more HP, and ate his way through a tree, so is definitely able to stay alive. So the gank of the Radiant team, Dire team, sorry, definitely working out better than the one of the Radiant team, that actually used 4 heroes for that gank, rather than the 2 that were used for MTW.
There was a slight mistake by Lucky. You need to wait with that net until Darkseer uses his surge. But he used it like instantly, and then Darkseer was able to just surge away.
No,
and Lucky might die now as well.
Yeah, might be in some trouble. There's the net holding out the Darkseer. He'll still have a surge this time though. There goes the Nova. There goes the surge again. He wants to do some more damage. He's not backing up. Frostbite on the Venomancer. Morphling weaveforming through, getting the last hit on that one. Stalkat still on the run from this Darkseer. Darkseer who's taking some right click damage, but still wants to take the Crystal Maiden with him, and he does get the kill. There's the TP in from Furion once again. There's the surge this time, and the net to follow it up. This time, oh, he ate his way through the wrong tree. He'll probably drop here. Or does he? A couple right clicks needed still, but he is not fast enough. Here comes Mantis. Might be able to throw a last hit in. Would be giving him a double kill. Well, in theory, at least Nova will get the last hit. Actually, Crystal Main dying, TPing back, and was able to take the kill.
Yeah, now the net timing was right, but fucking Mad actually skilled level 2 search on level 3, so it almost saved him. But the TP from Maiden just was the last nail in the coffin.
Last thing that he had to do. Oh, Gale landing. They want to go more aggressive on this one. Crystal Maiden lands a Frostbite on the Darkseer. Will be able to hold fucking Mad back a bit, but he'll turn his eyes on Mantis instead. Here comes the Venomancer. Wants to help out. Crystal Maiden in some trouble. Mantis in more trouble though. He's still not morphing into strength. Figures he will save, and he will be safe indeed. And everybody of MTW backs up. This is some high aggression from a bottom lane that I would not expect to see so much aggression on. I mean, Mantis would just want to farm. Same for the Darkseer and the Venomancer, perhaps, but high aggression here. It does give the Sand King a bit of free time, because he has not been interrupted in this farm at all. And Reeves has left the lane twice now.
Yeah, it works out nicely for the MTW because they're able to fight 2 versus 3 pretty much on the bottom lane, even like 2 versus 4 almost, with the Furion tipping.
Yeah.
So we see high CS on 3 heroes up on MTW, or almost 4 if we count Darkseer 10. And yeah, compared to that, NEXT.kz is really low on CS at this moment. So they need to work that out, because it will just snowball very soon for them.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you say. I mean, 4 heroes on the bottom lane with Reef CPing in there, and in the meantime it's just fighting versus 2 heroes, of which, you know, they're happy with last hits, but they're not really heroes that need those last hits that much for late game. They leave the last hits for the heroes that they wanted on, like the Tinker, like the Sand King. I mean, Darkseer is mostly nice for his vacuum at some point when he skills it, but lane control is going to be his major issue for now, trying to deny as much. And Venomancer, he just needs his skill. He's playing a support, so it's not they gain way more than they lose.
Definitely. And actually Darkseer is very close to Morphling, if you look at the CS, and he actually had the Morph for a while.
Yeah, actually, yeah. You're right. You're right, 14 for 14 on both of them right now. But we have to just realize Morphling already got a kill and an assist and has not died yet once. He's gonna be the ticking time.
Yep.
And I mean, Mantis, it is a signature hero for Mantis for a reason.
The thing is, we are 5 minutes in, no towers down, and MTW leading by 1,700 gold already. Yeah. And that's all because it's CSO.
That is indeed nice. Oh hey, since you said you hadn't cast it for a while, you saw now the new stats screen, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Pretty nice. I usually have the last hits and the eyes open at the start of the game.
Exactly. It's like, I think else is really that fun to watch.
Yeah, everybody can get a clear view. And one thing that we also have to note, I mean, Chen is... Oh, Gale, wait a second. Bottom lane, Crystal Maiden in a lot of trouble here. Lands a Frostbite, but it's still gonna go down. Venom has taken the last hit. TP in from Reeves. Wants to land something up on the Darkseer, but he's already down to the Morphling. Lands is proud, and the Venom instead gets an Urn Charge up on him. Will they have more slow? I don't think they do. They won't have a spread for another 3 seconds, and I think Synderen should be safe unless Mans wants to dive this. He does not have mana for another weave form through, so he will leave it at that. At least a nice kill for the Darkseer, and actually Matt is picking that one up, very important once again, but once again, 4 heroes used.
Exactly. I think mTw should be happy with this trading.
Yeah.
Because, you know, 4 heroes used against 2. And Fancy will have his Arcane Boots, like, could have it soon, if he wants to, then he will be level 7 Sand King, and if he helps the lane as well, then it could be just disasters for NEXT.kz.
Yeah.
And Tinker is closing up on his Boot of Travel as well, so...
Oh yeah, he has been the highest up on the farm, and he's been basically free farming. I mean, he's been fighting. Who's he been fighting against? Against Equal, yeah. He's got 7 last hits now that he moved to the mid lane. He wasn't able to do anything before that. It's too much harassment. And then Nature's Prophet actually rotated to the top lane. He is now level 6. He'll be up versus level 7 Tinker though. It's almost level 8. We have another gank going on. It's gonna be Crystal Main. Might be some trouble. Funds here as well. Wants to use his Epicenter if he gets a chance to kill off the Morphling with it. Or he's gonna go for the Chen.
Can catch Chen. He has no boots.
Oh, there's the Burrow Strike. Epicenter Chen. Oh, lands a net. Nice job, but we'll still pay for it. I mean, Sand King taking the last hit. It was a nice effort to try and get away from that, but Boost might have saved him actually, but the Darkseer being there, meh, probably not.
He almost cancelled the Epicenter. Should be faster on that. Should expect Sand King to just cast it off. And he got the Troll Warlord like a second before, so I was expecting him to cancel that, but he wasn't able to.
Ooh,
Now very weird play by Fancy.
Yeah, he wanted to go for that Troll Warlord. He's gonna take a lot of damage for it. There's a rocket, and he goes down. Crystal Main actually taking the last hit with their Frostbite.
And this was really unnecessary. I don't know what he was thinking. He's the solo hero and like dying for a Chank read. Not really ideal.
Not worth it.
Maybe
really
in the land of French people.
So yeah. Darkseer, Frostbitten still has the surge though, we'll be able to get out. Oh, we form through, Mantis wants to go for this, nope. Not gonna happen. In the meantime, Nature's Prophet's ultimate actually killed off the Tinker.
Yeah, I think he used the Soul Ring on the top lane and he was just refreshing his Boot of Travel and it just ultimate he died.
I was gonna say, there was nobody on the top lane. Right? Nice kill.
Because when I just switched my screen to him and then he just died instantly. Sadly.
Nice. That's definitely a nice skill to pick up for NEXT.kz. However, like you said, he did have his Boot of Travel already. So, it's a bit too late to kill him off, and he will be having that map control. And no towers down yet for either side, but it's gonna get a lot harder for... Oh, the smoke up for NEXT.kz to defend their towers now, or to get towers down. Morphling is gonna drop here for sure, or at least Morphling into strength might actually stay alive here. Tinker here, March of the Machines, gonna try to get a kill upon Mantis. Mantis still very low, but is not gonna get taken down. Rocket hit on Nature's Prophet and gets forced into the March of the Machines also. In the meantime, Darkseer trying to find Salon. Tinker gets a kill on the Nature's Prophet. Morphling still morphing into strength, but will drop there from the vacuum. Darkseer taking the last hit. It's gonna be Chen that's gonna try to find the Darkseer. He is by himself. Rocket Flare not hitting. Oh, Donkey is gonna get some vision up on there. Last hit from the tower. We'll take down. Yeah, we'll take down the Darkseer. So that's at least something in return. But Mantis actually dropping there. Very unfortunate for mTw, and that was a great gank. And that's Tinker with those Boots of Travel, making it known that he has those, getting revenge from getting killed out by the Nature's Prophet. And Kebab is on the lane now.
That March of the Machines dealing unreal damage at like 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
Level 4 of the March of the Machines. You can't really stand against that.
Definitely not. Oh, we have
And
Equal. A lot of trouble
built
gets picked off here. Tinker TPing to the Enchantress. A moment ago she was by herself, just pushing the tower, but then TP came in from Equal with Tinker following up shortly after, and that's going to be no tower just yet, but at least a lot of harassment on it. And we actually have Sand King being a lot more aggressive now also. He's left us lane completely.
It's actually quite strange because we have Enchantress on one side and Chen as well as the Fury on the other side, and we see no towers down 10 minutes in and there's action in the forest.
Yeah, I see it. Cinnerin's gonna go down, and Crystal Maiden Saga actually interrupted Sand King's epicenter. Sand King will try to get away from this one. Is he gonna be able to do that though? I mean, there's still a Sprout up if Reeves plays it, but Burrow Strike is no mana for that yet. He doesn't have the mana. He will be getting harassed, and that's double kill for the Clockwork. What did he kill? Oh, he got the kill on the Venomancer also, while not even being there. Nice job. Hand of God going through. They want to go for the Chen. Here comes Shoxka though. Lasers landing. Rearming, waiting for the rockets. Is gonna be able to shoot them up. Will they hit? No, though. Oh, they will hit, but not in time because the Urn Charges has already picked him up a lot. Frostbite on the Darkseer, but he won't get chased because that margin machine, you don't want to go into that one. Nice pickup by NEXT.kz. I mean, they do keep the control slightly. I mean, they're not losing towers. Oh, Clockwork hooking himself in. Darkseer in a lot of trouble. Gets picked up. Nature's Prophet taking the last hit. And that's NEXT.kz. Just they're countering the tactic from mTw fairly well, I have to say.
Yep. Finally, Clockwork showing some presence after the horrible start in the top lane.
Yeah.
Getting 2 lucky kills with the... I mean, it was a good rocket, but... You know, getting actual last hit on those, it's really hard to do. Yeah. So, 2 good kills for him, and then a good hook for the last kill we saw. So, finally some presence from him.
Yeah, and the global presence also. I mean, what we see that's very important from the Tinker is that he is everywhere now that he got this boost of travel. He's everywhere, and he will be able to just continue to be everywhere. But...
Yep.
I mean, Nature's Prophet can do the same thing, and he has been doing the same thing also. And with Clockwork Rocket now as well, having just a slight edge on mTw's global presence right now.
They get the Tinker, so they are solid on that as well.
Indeed. It does look like towers are about to drop though. First tower in the game is probably going to be the bottom tower to drop. There are not that many creeps to support it though, to tank it up. Rocket helping out.
They need to wait for the Enchantress. And Kebab is actually level 8, which is kind of high, compared to the Chen, which is level 6. Because he was pretty much just farming the woods with the Enchantress a lot.
Yeah.
And Chen had to help his line.
I mean, that was something that was also a major difference during, you know, at the start of the game. Enchantress, I mean, she came out of the jungle for that first buff, for that gank, but other than that, she's been in the jungle the entire time, farming, while Chen has had to help out bottom lane every time. Oh, Sand King, look at his positioning. He wants to go for something. He wants to go for that. There's the hook in. We farm through. Epicenter is gonna be casted soon, probably, by Fonzie. No! He interrupted! Gets interrupted! I don't know what happened, but no Epicenter as Morphling took the kill on the Enchantress, and they want to go for more. Sand King in some trouble now. We farming through. More Venomancer dying. Morphling going into his replicate, and Sand King still standing here with the tornado hitting on him, and he is almost down. There's the net, there's the more right clicks, a couple more needed. Urn Charge there, and that's Jen taking the last hit, and that is big plays coming from NEXT.kz. And did you see what interrupted that ultimate from the Sand King? Was it himself?
I'm not exactly sure. He burst in, and he was... First off, he was like stunned by the power auto plane.
Oh, Clockwork.
Yep.
Taking another kill. Yeah, I was watching that, but that was like a clear kill, 4 versus 1, and he was not able to get away from that one. Yeah, it really didn't see what interrupted the Sand King, but nice job.
Initially he was stunned by the power cook, but then I didn't see if he casted that again.
Okay.
And yeah, great play by NEXT.kz, good TPs by Chen.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Definitely good fight, and they're keeping the pressure on. They're thinking like, okay, well, you know what you can do with your Tinker, we can do with the Nature's Prophet. And, well, considering they have the Morphling 4-late game, they are still looking pretty good for the rest of the game too. I mean, it's just, for global presence, it's going to be a battle between Nature's Prophet and the Tinker. And let's look at their farm right now, but they're both level 11, so that's even. 50 for 6 on the Nature's Prophet, and he's been in 9 kills out of the 14. Just pointing that out too. In the meantime, bottom lane, Fonzie puts himself in the sandstorm again. Tinker, in the meantime, has got 86 for 17, so a lot more last hits. He has been 4 kills out of the 7, and 3 of those are his. So doing a bit more better on that side. I'm just gonna check. Yeah, gold per minute is a lot higher on that Tinker than on the Nature's Prophet, for sure. Burrow striking himself into the forest.
Fonzie is making very...
The hook! Ah, that's gotta be Sand King going down. Nice! How's he gonna get away? Oh, Chen will send him back. I was not
Fancy
expecting
is
that.
making this very weird plays. He had a good line in the mid lane because Furon was away and stuff like that. And I don't know, he made one good gank when they killed off the Chen, and then he kind of dived the tower for the creep.
Yep.
And he died 4 times from then. I don't know. He's just diving too much and trying some fun plays, but
he's been
get it
dying
together.
to or he's been stopped his epicenter already twice in this game. It's been kind of painful. I don't know how this is gonna play out. Because I mean, like I said, he was that mid hero with that farm, but if we look at him now, his farm is lower than that of the Darkseer. Darkseer who's, you know, should not have as much farm as the Sand King, who was solo mid alone for a long time.
Well, yeah, he's 1 for 5, it's like having the most deaths on the map.
Yeah. And nobody has not died, as in everybody has died at least once. And I remember myself saying, like, okay, a tier 1 tower is now going to drop first one on the map, but in the meantime, mid lane, ooh, Darkseer surged himself away, will be in time. No, there's a net, no, he's not going to be able to get away. Chen taking the last hit. What I was saying is there is no towers down yet at all on the map. Like, 0. And for a game with a Chen and an Enchantress, a Native Prophet and a Tinker, that is very unusual.
Exactly. There's a lot of fighting going on, that might be the reason.
Oh.
I mean, mTw are getting picked up a lot. NEXT.kz has the hero for that, that's right, but still, too much heroes dying on mTw side.
Yeah. Getting picked up.
And that's not what we usually see from them, you know, they are playing the conservative, safe style, which bring them a lot of victories in the past, but...
Yeah. Oh, but they're gonna go for a gank again. This time on the top lane, no, Morphling just goes to his replicate. It's gonna be safe. Never mind. But yeah, you're right. They mostly play like safe, but then again, they have a kind of pressure. Because in this game, they can't say, it's okay, we got the late game, because they don't. They don't have the Morphling. Late game is in the hands of NEXT.kz, should it get that far. Unless they're gonna be able to turn things around with big team fight plays, but so far they have not been able to do that. Especially not since there's so many interrupts for that Sand King epicenter.
And he's quite far away from that Blink Dagger, if he wants to still go for the Arcane Boots. And as I said, he had a good farm in the mid lane, so he could have had the Blink Dagger by now, if he didn't die 5 times.
Yep, oh, there's something happening in the top lane. Middle lane rather, Chen getting slowed. But here's a TP support in from NEXT.kz. They do not want to give anything away.
Cinderon.
We farm through. Nova, Darkseer wall being put up. We're seeing Mantis chase down the Venomancer. And Sprout is actually on the Venomancer too, I'm gonna say in his mid lane, because it seems like stuff is happening here, but everybody is fighting elsewhere. It's just, that is quite surprising. mTw, really odd positioning. They did not make a move to save their Venomancer, was the only one getting picked off. Rather did they stay in the middle, expecting some kind of push in from the mid lane from NEXT.kz still. With Venomancer just being picked off on the side. I really thought something was gonna happen in the mid lane.
He was in the fight, but he was very low on HP. Then he kind of ran back into the fight. He used his stick. I think he had 15 charges on that, so he thought he was safe. Mantis actually missed his waveform on him, but as Cinderon was running to the jungle, then Furion caught up to him and TP'd and killed him. So he was actually in the fight and was trying just to run away. He wasn't that much out of position.
I just thought that Mantis was gonna go to his replica and go to base or something, but then he went to his replica and went to the bottom lane rather. That was the first tower going down.
Yep, finally.
Finally, tower down. 19 minutes in, almost 20. Quite surprising. But yeah, first tower going down, nice distraction maneuver, and of course, once again, their global presence, just with an edge of the Morphling, also with the replica being there, just solid positioning, solid play by NEXT.kz. They're not dropping anything, having total control. It seems like, at least. Of course,
yep, and Fancy bought his Arcane Boots now, so the dagger is pretty far away.
Yeah, very far away. Right? They need those towers for that. They might get the first tower now on this bottom lane. There will be defense though, but it will probably be too late as the tower is fairly low. Might be denied from Mantis if he's lucky 3 versus 1. They know Mantis is here, so they will probably be careful.
Maybe.
Fortification going on, and still Mantis is here by himself. 4 versus 1. 4 versus 1, no deny. It's gonna be Enchantress taking the tower, Mantis will be safe. Who actually keeps his Darkseer. Oh, was that stolen? I guess it was stolen. You know what I realized? I did not know that before. If Morphling has a replicate up, he will still be able to port to it if it gets stolen by the Enchantress.
Yep.
Tower going down, Vacuum Sand King again interrupted his epicenter. Frostbite this time, Stalkite will be sent home, and we form through, we'll get Morphling the kill on the Sand King, and there goes the Darkseer picked up by the Chen. Tinker TPing out, does not want to stay here anymore, and wow, again, 3 times in a row now, epicenter being cancelled, and it's gonna be Enchantress.
Kebab might be in trouble.
Yeah, there he goes, their Sprout will be up there. Enchantress still has her heal ready, but I don't think she can live through this. It's too much damage. It's gonna try to live through this though. Wow, we'll actually be able to do that. Nice job by Kebab. Definitely nice job indeed. As Enchantress stole a creep from the Chen once again.
There was no real disable after that Sprout from NEXT.kz, so he was able just to heal.
And it was enough. But yeah, I did not know that Morphling could TP or could morph into his replicate, even if the replicate was stolen. That was something I discovered.
Yeah, that's why Kebab like sent the delusion under his fountain, but he didn't replicate into it.
No, it was very wise. Because I don't think you can see it then, can you? Yeah.
You can't.
Radiant's middle tower
That's a shame. First tower, second tower that NEXT.kz drops does get denied in the middle lane. They did also take a tower on the mid lane from that during that fight earlier. So towers are even once again, one being denied though of NEXT.kz's side. They will lose their top tower as well. Probably with the creep wave pushing.
There's a very close hook coming out from the Clockwork on Cinderon, and Cinderon might still drop.
Where is? Oh, he's being a bit out of position again and towered out. Clockwork on a slow. Venomancer ulti going up, equal in a lot of trouble now. Mechanism will go up. He'll still try to catch the Enchantress, but he will drop for sure. Enchantress taking the last hit. In the meantime, on the top lane, Darkseer was able to pick up the Crystal Maiden, so 2 quick kills for mTw up on NEXT.kz, and now they're chasing on the Lucky on his Chen. They have got Sand King with a Ion Shell on. I think Chen should be fine though. In the meantime though, Morphling free farming, very close to his Eagle Song, and therefore very close to his Ethereal Blade. That will be something that will not be fun for mTw to deal with. I mean, look at their heroes. They're not really tanky heroes. Even though now Darkseer is a bit more tanky. He finished his Vanguard.
And actually some mistake coming out from NEXT.kz. I thought that Venomancer will actually be called out, but Kebab came and there was no TP from Furion helping the Clockwork.
I thought that
because he was busy on the top lane.
Yeah.
So they actually killed off the Clockwork as well as the Maiden on the top lane. It was like the first time that mTw got more kills than their opposition during slight fight.
Yeah. And they got rewarded with the tower for that, even though the tower got denied still. But getting some extra map control back. In the meantime, what do you expect Nature's Prophet to buy with his 4.2k gold?
Well, he might go for anything at this point. He skipped the Midas, he went for the Urn of the Shadows as well, and he doesn't need to go mech right now. He might go for the pipe if he wants to, but yeah, he decides to go
for
the Hex, yeah. Should be.
Yeah.
Might be Scuddy, you know, but...
well, you can always hope, but nope. I don't think so. I mean, if we look at more of the items of the Radiant team, of which the Ethereal Blade is actually completed now by the Morphling, but also the Chen has got 2.2k gold, already has his mechanism. What do you expect to come up from him? That pipe still, he picked up a cloak already. He could go for that pipe also if he stays alive long enough. Oh, Clockwork in some trouble. He's gonna put Venomancer in some trouble too though. Vacuum there to the lower ground. There goes the Venomancer. Nature's Prophet taking the last hit for that one. Ethereal Blade up on the Sand King, who goes down to that one. Reforming through. Mechanism up on mTw as they are on the retreat right now. Darkseer gonna try to do what he can to the Morphling. In the meantime, Darkseer has been pre-up and Kebab is gonna drop here. Last click to the Chen. Who else is on the chase? It's gonna be Tinker that's gonna be able to TP out, and mTw fucking mad on the way out of the with the Darkseer. The only 2 left alive there. Oh, Still some harassment. That NEXT.kz doesn't want to give that up. Darkseid being put in his proud vacuum there as well. And he will drop Nature's Prophet, right click, doing the damage. He now has enough money for his Mystic Staff also. Oh, Rocket. Yeah, he shows that he was already TP'd out.
And that's another great fight for NEXT.kz. And mTw getting caught out of position again. They lost the fight 4-4-0 and they're actually losing 9-23. Which I don't know. They're definitely not happy about it, and
but if we
they
look at the gold earned, that's quite a surprise to me. I mean, it was very much in favor of mTw, we knew that, but it's still it's not that far ahead for NEXT.kz.
Yep, and they were losing on towers as well as the CS, like until recently.
Yeah, and I guess the gold graph also not takes into account the amount of times heroes die. Like, for example, the Sand King, who did have great farm at the start, but then died so much that he lost a lot of gold.
Yeah.
Ooh, well. Venomancer getting picked off. Not even with an Ethereal Blade, quite surprising that.
Yeah. So, Tinker might still die. Never mind.
Tinker TP's out.
So, mTw kind of needs the Blink Dagger up on Fancy and is trying to get it. They need to get some good mass fights, not like getting caught under the cliff in the enemy's forest and stuff like that. Maybe pick out some hero finally.
Yep. Oh, Tinker will be able to TP out. Did you see what Chen bought? Because he had 2.2k gold earlier, but now doesn't have anything anymore, and there's nothing on the donkey.
Necromonicon. There's Necromonicon, right?
On the donkey? Oh, hey, it's dark. Sorry, I did not see that. Necronomicon level 1. Yes. And also the Nature's Prophet side device completed. Yeah.
It's looking grim from mTw.
Yep.
But there's a lot of farm up on their Tinker. It's the highest CS on the map. So
3.2 gold. Definitely not doing bad at all. Is also going for a side device, but it looks fit. Picked up an ultimate orb. Almost able to buy the rest of it. But at the same time, I mean, if we look at the gold per minute for everything, I mean, Tinker is the highest, but still two high heroes up on NEXT.kz, the Nature's Prophet as well as the Morphling.
Yep.
Wow, Lucky and Morphling waiting to see if someone is going to show up on the bottom lane. Not going to happen though. I have to say, they don't have that much wards. They are quite happy with their map control the way they have it now, but there's only one ward up on the map, which is from mTw up on the top rune. High ground. And with the Morphling with an Ethereal Blade, you kind of expect more wards, because he kind of needs that to be able to pick up heroes with that Ethereal Blade, I guess.
I'm not sure if we can see the cooldown of the wards. Probably should.
Who, me?
Yeah. So there's one in stock for mTw right now, so they can buy it if they want to.
Yeah. Oh, both side devices are complete. So we'll have 2 of those in the next fight. That will happen. Necronomicon will be there as well, though. And with a lot of AoE damage, if he gets to level 3, that will be very annoying for the Tinker to deal with. I mean, he doesn't have that much HP to deal with taking down a... Oh, Tinker! One more right click, Morphling unstoppable. And did he not use the Ethereal Blade for that once again? It looks like it.
Nope. He had a double damage, so he decided that it will be more successful for him. And
Nice.
Tinker tried to go for the Furon. He axed him, he used the March of the Machines laser as well as the rockets, if I'm not mistaken. Then he tried to rearm, but he got axed instead by the Furon. I'm not sure what happened there because he has level 3 rearm, so he should be able to do it fast enough. But he wasn't, then Morphling TP'd and died. That's pretty much it. And yeah, another unusual mistake coming from mTw. Usually they don't get picked off like that. You don't see them on the map at all, like playing really safe.
Yeah, it seems like they're a bit sloppy this game. Well, it is a strategy that they like to go for. I mean, this is their comfort zone, hero-wise. Kinda.
Yeah. I don't know.
They don't have
They're
a
on the
Druid or
bootcamp,
something, but a Tinker and a Darkseer, pretty safe zone for them, as well as a jungle hero.
Yeah, they never played Darkseer though, and actually Cinderan wasn't playing the support role before, so It's kind of new for them, I guess.
Is under attack.
Stalker will be sent home. Good news for the Sand King, and maybe you will be able to pick off with their epicenter. Epicenter, which is actually, there is now a blink dagger, so everything could change around this time. I mean, a good epicenter into a team fight might do a lot of damage still, even though the mechanism is up. There's no pipe yet. That might mean a lot to the next team fight, if it's gonna be a 5-on-5 team fight, unless mTw is gonna get continue picked off. Smoke up.
They could get Chen right now if they see him.
They want to go for Chen. TP in from the Tinker as well. Blink,
Oh.
Burrow Strike, it's Illusion. Picked up the wrong one. Showed his Blink dagger with that though, so they know that he has it now. Enchantress mechanism up there. Surin is being the ward person, so he's happy with his mana boots at least. And Tinker, let's see. What do you expect Tinker to go for next? I mean, he picked up a 4-staff. I don't think he had that before, did he? Or did he? He might have.
He did.
Oh, Ethereal Blade, Tinker! He had a lot of trouble TPing from that. TPing 4-staff. Tinker being turned into a piglet. Nature's Prophet taking the kill. I really thought he was gonna get away from that one at some point. And Nature's Prophet actually picking up a Necronomicon as well, level 1 by the way.
Yep.
Oh, oh no, never mind.
It's really a cool choice against Tinker. Imagine you have like 3 level 3 Necromonicons, and Tinker at this stage has like what, 1200 HP, I guess.
Yeah, he has that. Oh, Frost.
I will say that's
Sprout.
protection.
Yeah, Darkseer gonna get picked off. Clockwork taking the last hit for that one. And Enchantress has to run away from this as fast as her hoofs can take her. Stalker is actually the one that's being on the chase. Darkseer buying back into the game. They know that they want to go for Roshan, so and they don't want to let that happen. This might also be the perfect setup for Sand King Epicenter, but they don't have the Tinker, and Tinker does not have buyback, so they have to wait for it. Unless they think that they can take it without him, but I don't think they can. Creep stolen. Forest Staff, Piglet, bucking mad. Gonna get locked into the cogs. Ethereal Blade being used as well. The Blade Meal up on the Tinker as well, sorry, on the Clockwork as well. Hand of God going through Venomancer on the way out in the meantime. No, Nature's Prophet taking off the Sand King. Clockwork will still go down to the Darkseer. Enchantress on the chase as well. Is gonna go for the Crystal Maid, who will get picked off by the Tinker. Tinker, who was back into the fight, oh, there was an epicenter this time, or wasn't there? Tinker picking off the Morphling. Oh, nice job on the side. Did you see that epicenter? I did not see the epicenter.
Yep. It hit only the Chen and actually didn't insta-kill him, so he was able to use Hand of God as well as the mechanism. So, yeah, not as successful as epicenter, but NEXT.kz being too overconfident, going into the cliffs to fight them.
Yep.
Thinking they can kill them off. Used a lot of spells on Darkseer, who has Vanguard as well as the Hood. And then the Tinker respawns, so he could TP easily and kill them off one by one.
Yeah, definitely a fight in favor of mTw. Might see a change around from this gold graph now. Well, we will see a change around from this gold graph, but
they'll get ages as well.
Yep. And you were saying, with the Tinker, with Necronomicons up on the Radiant team.
If you get like 3 level 2 Necromonicons or even 2, so if you kill the warrior, I think it deals with 600 pure damage, let's say.
I think it's
600.
800 on level 3, I'm not 100% sure.
It's 800 even? Okay. So the classic scenario, you want to get into the base and there's the Tinker. He uses the 2 or 3 instances of the March of the Machines, and you just let your Necromonicon stand there. So he kills them, he kills himself as well.
Yeah.
Could work out. Never seen it like in practice, but
And we'll see that, hopefully, if it's gonna happen. Crystal Main picked up an invisibility rune. Gonna do some scouting with it. I mean, they have been placing more wards now, with also sentry wards up where they just fought. But, well, counter wards also coming out from mTw. So there's one ward up now in the entire map. That's a Radiant ward in middle lane. And the rest is all sentry wards actually, yeah. Necronomicon level 3 up on the Chen. Chen has a great farm, by the way. He's only died once so far, and he has been in 17 out of the 28 kills.
he has a great positioning in the fight. Standing in the back so he can be picked out, and he had some good TPs as well.
Yeah.
And we see Blade Mail up on the Clockwork as well.
Yeah.
He's one of the very few heroes that Blade Mail is actually good on, because you just jump into the face of your opponent and you usually get like focused first. because you use the trap and stuff like that.
No, because you are.
So we just turn on the blade mail to deal out more damage.
Yeah, great initiator for that. As we see, Tinker might be the target here. He's gonna try to TP away from that one. Will be safe. I thought maybe there was gonna be a clockwork hook, but he did not want to risk that. Tier 2 tower looking quite squishy, but at the same time we have mTw on the bottom lane, and they want to go for the tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. I'm not sure
They
if
might
willing
just
to
try
trade.
to trade.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they would be willing to trade that though.
Is under attack.
Oh, they probably will. Apparently they will. They will
They,
not even
they
trade
don't
it.
have time to TP.
They
They
will
need
not
to
even
TP
trade
to
it.
the base and
Has fallen.
Yep, here they come. There comes the Tinker first. TP out from Sand King as well, I think, or what's Sand King doing? Yeah, he's TP. There goes pushing, and that's indeed March the Machines. And they're not gonna send in their Necronomicons just yet. Pipe being built up by the Darkseer, he'll be a lot more tanky soon as well, even though the magical damage is not that great apart from the Ethereal Blade damage, of course, but the rest is just right-click damage. It's better to have a pipe than not have a pipe, I guess. That is, of course.
Yeah, he actually already bought the wood, so why not?
Yeah.
And it's actually easier for them to push with the pipe because there's like a global nukes, AoE nukes coming out from the clockwork as well as the Furon, and that's why it was hard for them to push like initially, because every one of their wave just got spammed by the rockets as well as the Furon ultimate. So you just use the pipe for your creep, so you can actually push in. That's one of the good uses of the pipe, and we actually see BKB up on the Morphling now as well, so it will be much easier for him to lift.
And I was gonna say that he's gonna build towards a Lincoln Sphere, but of course.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Of course, it could also be sort of a Scouty. I'm just gonna say that because so far, I mean, Lincoln Sphere. What really does it stop apart from the rockets from the Morphling? Nothing really. Maybe a Burrow Strike. I'm not sure with that because you can just teleport, do a Burrow Strike on the ground. He'll still hit him.
You usually don't want to get Lincolns as well as the BKB, because like maybe on Enigma. That's pretty much it.
Being turned to a Piglet. There's gonna be a Tinker that's gonna try to go for this, and there's the epicenter being casted. He blinks, wants to go for the Chen again. Hand of God going through there. Epicenter failing for Funzy as he only went for one. Still, it's gonna be Crystal Maiden that will get picked up by the Tinker. We're gonna see if Venomaz is gonna be able to live through this. Burrow Strike will slow Morphling down, who gets harassed a bit by the Enchantress, but Enchantress, is she gonna pay for that with her life? We from through is to the wrong side. In the meantime, the fight's still going on the side. It's gonna be Tinker picking up the clockwork. Matt's being turned into a Piglet and is gonna go down here. What a great fight for mTw. The only one left alive is the Nature's Prophet, and he is already back to base. And that is just
horrendous fight for NEXT.kz.
I mean, really. I mean, Fonzie's epicenter was not that great. I mean, he forced out the Hand of God. That might have helped. But it was just Morphling going for those supports and not being able to pick off the Venomance as well as the Enchantress. And in the meantime, Tinker just standing on the sidelines, keeping fighting. He has got his Sheever's guard complete right now, but definitely a great fight for mTw.
Yeah, great positioning by them this time finally.
Yeah.
And NEXT.kz just tried to go for the Tinker and were very unsuccessful with that. And Morphling actually wasting his combo when there was already pipe up on him, so
Yeah, this,
yeah, not much presence from Morphling this fight, sadly.
Oh, they want to continue going though. Native Prophet gonna get vacuumed in, will be sent home by the Chen, will be saved there as Funzy is still getting turned into a Piglet. There's Bucking Mad getting locked into the cause and taking a lot of damage. Darkseer, who's being that tanky hero, will go down here. Tower in the meantime does get pressured a bit, but it's gonna be mTw. That's gonna be on the retreat. They lost a Darkseer for that. That's it. That is it. Frostbite. Oh, they might lose an Enchantress there too, actually. There's not gonna be that much. Oh, she might take Stalgun with her. She does. Nice job. I mean, if you're gonna die, you better take someone with you. Successfully so. It's only a Crystal Maiden, but still, a Crystal Maiden is better than nothing. And then Tinker already putting a pressure up again on the top lane. Completely out of mana. Oh, there he goes.
He sold his Soul Ring, so he'll be facing some more mana problems than before.
Yeah. Well, he does have a Sheever's card, so he will be gaining a bit more mana. He got 2k gold almost up again. Will he be going for that Blink Dagger that you sometimes see Tinker go on, or what do you think he will get?
He might still go for the Lincolns or BKB, but you never know. Also, I think it would be like good for him to still get a bottle. I'm not sure why he doesn't have one. Oh.
Oh, top lane.
There's
Wow.
Jurgen die.
Wow. Epicenter being used for that one. Tinker taking the last hit. Endings the wicked 6 streak from the Nature Prophet. Was there by himself.
I mean, it might sound weird to still get the bottle, but look at him under the fountain. He's just waiting so long for his mana. And if he had the bottle, that would be like at least 4 times faster.
Yeah, he's actually gonna TP without having all of his mana. Rather goes for something. Quite surprising that. What is also surprising, or at least I think you're gonna be very happy, because Morphling sold his Ring of Health. So we indeed will probably see a Skadi up next.
You might still see mTw.
True. You're gonna keep hoping though. Don't be such a pessimist.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, we'll see. We will see in time. He's getting nice farm in the meantime. 1400 gold up on him. I mean, if he was gonna go for Manta style, then he could have already bought something, right? What do you expect Clockwork to buy actually? He's got 2200 gold up on him right now. 24, sorry.
Might get Necromonican as well. But yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he will try to get more tankier and get hard, something like Aghanim's to get more hooks. But it won't be really like he wouldn't be able to get so many ganks off in this game anymore. I think so.
No, he's just gonna be the initiator from now on. Really. Probably. Even though so far it hasn't really worked. Well, so far the last 2 fights hasn't really worked out. Mantis is gonna drop here, I think. No, here comes Equal saving the day. Mantis still on 20 HP though. There he goes down. Tinker taking the last hit. Bucking Mad taking some harassment from Equal, but Equal is gonna be the one that's gonna have to be very careful here. Hand of God will help him. Sprout locks Equal together with the Darkseer. Vacuums again. Equal on the way out. Frostbite on the Darkseer. Darkseer is gonna go down and actually still use his Soul Ring. Surprisingly so, helping out the Nature Prophet, getting the last hit there. In the meantime, fight continues. We have Funzi has popped his Vial of Discord. Frostbite is there though, takes him down. Equal will get sent home. Will not die to the Enchantress who did try that. Tower will help out. Here comes the Tinker again. Venomancer taking the kill steal on the Crystal Maiden, and the Tower will get pressured here as Lucky is gonna try to get away. He is here by himself and will drop as Nature Prophet already gave up on that one. Wicked sick Tinker right now. The Venomancer getting around, still bit by the Tower, but that doesn't matter. Great fight once again for mTw, and that was actually killing off that Morphling there, super important. I mean, he was down before the fight even started.
Yeah, that he was.
Clockwork.
And Equal will be down as well.
Yeah. And they just TP in one by one. They just TP in one by one. Force Staff will maybe help keep Nature Prophet alive, but there comes also the Tinker Force Staffing himself forward. Enchantress still wants to throw something, and Rockets will still fly, will get that kill!
Awesome.
That
Great
is
play
some
for
great play
mTw now.
from Shotska. Monster kill. And they just TP'd in there, one by one, dying one by one. In the meantime, I'm quite surprised Tower is still standing though. 2200 gold up on Sinrin. Let's check out the gold graph. I mean, it was in favor of NEXT.kz, very much in favor, even so. Well, actually 5k is not that great, but it looked to be a lot more in the feel of the game with the amount of kills that they got. But I think at some point we said it was 23-9, right?
Yep.
Now, well, look at it now, 32-23. So massive comeback from mTw there, and the gold graph has dropped below 0 again to be in favor of mTw. But I mean, it is still possible both ways. NEXT.kz have kind of still got the momentum with the last late game hero. Sorry, they should be looking at what?
Looking more even, more brighter for mTw.
Yeah.
But NEXT.kz still got their Morphling, so everything's open right now.
Yeah, everything is possible. It's just gonna be those team fights with picking off heroes for mTw, and even though at the start of the fight we saw mTw getting picked off quite a bit, they have stopped that. Ooh, Ethereal Blade Sand King Bird. I was gonna say they have stopped that, but that almost the Sand King went down, but he has a good reaction. He also has a Blink Dagger up indeed. We saw the Vial of Discord being used in the previous team fight. He was not able to pick up his epicenter though, or to use it at least. Nature's Prophet.
BKB up on BK.
Yeah. Nice job there.
And it is a cool item to have, but he needs to be careful about the thing that if you turn on the BKB, you can't use the force stuff up on yourself. So you might actually think, okay, I will just use the BKB and force stuff out, and then you can't force stuff out. and Chen might die.
Oh, he got interrupted at the last moment. I thought he was gonna be safe with the TP, but nope.
It's really close.
Lincoln Sphere up on the Tinker, so that is indeed the item that you said he was probably gonna get, which did get picked up here. Still has 1k gold left also.
It's a great item to have on Tinker since he refreshes it as well.
It's 600 gold.
Or at least I think so.
Oh. Man's being turned to Piglet will weak from to the low ground. There comes an Nature's Prophet. They want to go for this Tinker. He does not get put into a sheep though because he has that Lincoln Sphere. 4 staff. Oh, never mind. Will still get put into a sheep. Tinker in some trouble now. BKB pop on the Nature's Prophet. He will rearm. Try to go for a TP again, but Nature's Prophet taking the kill for that one. Clockwork coming in with the hook, but this is not going to be in time to do anything for that fight. Great pickup for NEXT.kz. Definitely needed as well. And able to save that Morphling with that. He has got 3.1k gold. Really curious to see what he's going to go for. I guess if he wants to go for mTw, he could have already bought it, but he might also just make sure that he has that buyback.
Yeah, he's saving for the buyback, definitely.
Yeah, one team fight in the wrong position could cost NEXT.kz either a Roshan or a tier 3 tower, maybe even a barracks. Because it is about that time for Roshan, to be fair.
As I said, Clockwork is going for the Necromonicon as well,
yeah.
So triple Necromonicon up on them soon, or soonish I would rather say.
Yeah,
that could prove very useful for them, especially in the mass fights, like where there's a lot of AoE coming out. And also Daxir is building towards Eigenim's and he almost has it, or actually has it, but probably safe for the buyback a bit.
Yeah.
And then Morphling really needs to be careful about not going through that, because his illusion will just rape his team. I think it's 140% with Eigenim's damage output.
Could be. I am not 100% sure.
Yeah, it is.
That's painful. Oh,
so that hurts like hell, especially with Morphling, who is like heavy stat hero.
Oh, equal in some trouble, puts himself in cloak, frostbite on the Venomancer. In the meantime, the rest of his team, the rest of NEXT.kz is taking down the Morphling, making sure that Epicenter being used.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a very sad Epicenter.
Oh, and they hook to Crystal Maiden. Wants to go for this. Nature's Prophet here as well. Frostbite up on the Enchantress. Weasel will be put into a Piglet. There's still gonna be a Veil of Discord, but no Epicenter to help that go through. In the meantime, Kebab being taken down here, I think. Yeah, there he goes. Equal, being put into Piglets twice in a row. It's still gonna be Mantis that picks up the Sand King, picks up the Venomancer, picks up the Enchantress. Triple kill for Mantis. And he gets taken down, but he already had the Aegis, and they want to continue going for this fight, I think, or at least Mantis will try to go away. Morphs himself into the trees, will try to TP away. Will he be in time? Yes, he will be. Nice job for him there, and yeah, they don't want to go for that anymore. Nature's Prophet already TP'd back, and Chen, he didn't even want to bother, he's just walking back to base. Nice pickups there, triple kill for Mantis. They did lose their supports, or, well, supports, I guess. They lose their Clockwork, not really a support, but, you know, what kind of tank are you if you're not gonna sacrifice yourself for the greater good? And that was definitely the greater good.
And Mantis is going for the Dive Skadi, which I'm very happy about.
Yep, so he would be.
Also, this fight was so carried by the Necromonicons. They focused the Necromonicons up on the Daxir, and although he has 1500 mana full upon him, he had no mana. So he had to TP out from the fight, and he wasn't there at the beginning, where the Mantis got the triple kill.
He's on the way out. Yep. He should, oh, he'll still have to turn to Piglet, 4 staff there. Sprout actually doesn't hit. There comes the TP, here comes the Tinker. Rockets will fly, beacon be popped by the Nature's Prophet, but everybody will be backing out. Too risky. Yeah, I've Skadi completed indeed. So we'll have that one up on the Morphling, who is probably going to be looking at some more buyback money right now. Just needs to get that farm up, because still, a wrong team fight could mean the end. Could mean, well, not the end. I don't think it would mean the end, but it could mean at least some barracks for either team, really, if it's a team wipe, depending on where the fight is at. And I have to say, this is a pretty good semi-finals. Pretty even game, very even game. Look at that gold graph, still at 0. I haven't checked the experience graph for a while, but that actually shows it a bit more. I mean, it was more in favor for NEXT.kz than we see the gold probably. Yeah, well, not probably, just because, of course, they were able to take all the kills. So Kebab taking Ethereal Blade, Man's being turned to a Piglet. He will be able to morph out of this though, and he BKBs, and he does so. So we'll be back to continue his farm up on the middle lane. But yeah, I mean, experience graph is also back to 0, almost. 2k in favor of mTw still, due to that comeback that they, massive comeback that they made even. But yeah, it's really an even game. Ooh, equal. Turn into a piglet. Piglets everywhere this game, I have to say. Wants to still go over, gets turned into a piglet again, and then you think he's gonna TP out. Knowing what's good for him, because here came Stalkat and Mantis as well.
But there's always many piglets with Tinker in the game.
Yeah.
Should thank him for that.
Many piglets. Many whelps. Oh.
It's actually quite annoying to play Tinker in very long games. You get so annoyed by the sounds, and it's not even the refresh sounds and the machine sounds, but actually his voice. It's so annoying to play a long game with Tinker. Seriously.
But maybe that some people will like him for it. I guess I hope for Valve that's the case.
I mean, he has really good like voice acting and stuff. Like you play 60-70 minutes and all you do is like TP, use the match of the machines, refresh.
Stalkat, rocket, piglet, laser, dead. She was just not in the right place, not at the right time. Tower went down.
Not a good place to be.
Nope. She was all by herself also. No TP and no help from the rest of her team. And mTw is gonna keep the pressure on this middle lane. In the meantime, Tinker's gonna TP to the bottom lane to get some pressure up on there. And now Morphling actually going towards his base again. Hook up on the Darkseer. Here comes the Cogs as well. Darkseer might be in some trouble though. Gets turned to a piglet. Is a very tanky hero though. Gets forced up out of there. Goes down to the dominating Morphling right now. Morphling, Hand of God going through. We still have the Clockwork being picked up, but Morphling picking up the Enchantress. Double kill for him. Is turned to a piglet though. And there comes the Burst Strike. Tinker taking the last hit. That is 4 dead for NEXT.kz as the buybacks come out. Morphling bought back. But a tier 2 tower, tier 3 tower is gonna get pressure. Tinker's gonna TP out. We'll be back momentarily. Darkseer taking down the tower.
Look at that Morphling illusion. That's ridiculous.
Now, and Mantis will be turned into a piglet once again. Rocket will fly through, and that was 2 barracks down. And yeah, you're right. I mean, Darkseer is gone, but he did take the tower with that Morphling. It's just crazy.
Look at that.
It is just crazy. It will disappear right now. Good thing for NEXT.kz, but that is so painful.
And he managed to use that wall like a second before he died. I was actually thinking for a while that Mantis actually evaded that and just waved out,
Yeah,
but it didn't.
Venomance getting picked up by the Ethereal Blade. But yeah, that was a massive fight for mTw, and that I do think then that wall kind of made that happen. I mean, Mantis was doing great in that fight, picked up one at a time. What?
Yeah, it was the wall, but as well as the... As soon as the Morphling runs out of the BKB, he just gets perma-hexed by the Tinker.
Yeah, true.
And yeah, that's pretty much it for him. Sadly. It looked good at the beginning. But they should have killed the Axir faster. So he didn't use the wall.
Yeah, he was not going down very fast. I mean, with that pipe, with that Vanguard, with that Aghanim Scepter, he's pretty tanky right now. I mean, it's not over yet. I mean, next fight could be at the base of mTw, where NEXT.kz take the fight and also take barracks for themselves. It's really still very even. We do have Tinker picking up an Orchid, so more buttons for him to use every time he refreshes. That's gotta be the most annoying thing, making sure that you use all your abilities every time you rearm.
Yep, can be annoying, but can be very fun as well.
True. Yeah.
Also, he's kind of full if he wants to keep his 4 stuff.
Yeah, maybe he wants to go for a bit more aggression. I mean, he still has 4k gold.
He may get Divine Rapier.
Ooh. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I would be very surprised if he does. It would so not be mTw style. I mean, you know, the bit of a conservative team that we know that plays careful and just pushes and stuff. Going for a risky build. Oh, someone being turned to Piglet. It's gonna be Clockwork this time. Taking a lot of harassment. Here comes Mantis. Wants to do something as well. Still has an Ethereal Blade of cooldown, but he gets silenced. And pipe up for mTw. They want to go for more. It's gonna be Reeves. Piglet once again. Rockers, lasers will be sent home by the chance. It should be safe. Chen himself, though, I'm not sure. Who I'm also not sure about is Stalkat. Gets picked up as well as Darkseer getting picked up. Epicenter! That was the epicenter that we have been waiting for. Morphling down. Clockwork down. 3 down for NEXT.kz. Tier 2 tower, last tier 2 tower standing up on the side of NEXT.kz will drop as well. And we might even see them trying to push into the tier 3 towers because Morphling dead for a long while. He does not have buyback, I believe. Actually, no, it's on cooldown, otherwise he would have. So he will be out of this fight, and mTw is going to profit from that. I do have to say, this was probably, well, the first major epicenter from Sand King.
Yeah, kind of.
Someone being turned to Piglet again. Whoa, hello. Reeves putting up his BKB, will be sent home by the Tinker, by their Chen once again. That's the only thing they can do, actually. Just getting sent home.
And during the last fight, the Chen Hill came quite late, like a second after everyone was killed, sadly. They might have been able to live through a bit, the epicenter with that hill. Also Tinker switching his first F to Blink Dagger and just destroying Chen. And this is pretty much the game.
Yeah, we still have 5k gold up on him. But definitely, well, I really thought it was going to get really tough for mTw to get back from that, but they still managed to pull through. Quite surprised by that, and great play coming up from mTw as well, after a bit of a sloppy start.
Unusual sloppy start for mTw, but having some great team fights and overall positioning in the end pulled them through.
Yep.
Although it's not end still, surprising good.
It's not end yet, but two sets of barracks down, and it's and they want to go in for this. Wow, very aggressive. But Tinker TPing in here as well. Reeves might be regretting his mistakes very soon. With Tinker being turned to a Piglet though. There goes the Veil of Discord. Vacuum, Wall, Venommancer ulti. They want to go for this. Chen is going to be the target. Will drop here most likely or not. Yes, he will. Never mind. Venommancer taking the last hit. Morphling still uses Ethereal Blade. Picks up the Venommancer, but Clockwork getting picked off. Crystal Maiden getting picked off, and it's gonna be vacuumed to the high ground once again. Burrow Strike. Reeves still wants to do what he can. Another. Well, they're actually Morphling picking up the Tinker there, so that is at least something he can do. But he buys back. Will be back into the fight. There he is, and that is gonna be a GG being called from NEXT.kz. So we will see mTw in the finals for this 4PL Cup, facing either Quantic or Bottom. That game still has to be played. It will actually be played on a very unlikely time for Europeans to watch that game, but it will be a replay cast by me, probably somewhere Saturday during the day, before Pro Dota 2 League.
Awesome.
Yep. Just a great fight by mTw at the end. I mean, the start, a bit tough time, but in the end, yeah, pulling through. Any last words from you?
Well, shout out to Kranich, because the poor guy had to wait like 30 minutes and not playing matchmaking because he thought we will practice at 6, but I was actually casting this.
No.
And
sorry.
Also, I'm sorry to everyone who had to listen to me sick and actually hates the sick voice of people. I will try to get healthy very soon.
Yeah, I hope you get healthy very soon also. Shouldn't be that hard in this weather, to be fair. At least I hope you have the same weather as I have. Although I don't really hope that, because it's a bit too hot to sit in front of your computer. Kinda. Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda. Anyway, if you want to find out more about 4PL, that's what this cup is for. This was the semi-finals. You can go to facebook.com/4pl.dota. Go like them on Facebook. They need some extra likes. They just made the page recently and they are a bit behind. So 4pl.dota on facebook.com. Go find them and like them. My name is Sheever. You can find me on YouTube, for example, on youtube.com/SheeverGaming or SheeverGaming.com, my website either. Please subscribe to my YouTube though. That is would be very appreciated. And I am a Ghost of Gamers caster. Check out ghostofgamers.net/Dota2 for all your information on Dota 2 and standings on all tournaments that are being played and stuff like that. Oh, you already did your last words. Sorry. Ha. Anyway, yeah, that was it for today from me. I will still find out if there's going to be more games to watch for you. If you want to stick around for that, I'm going to tell you where you can watch which game. So stick around if you want to hear that, and otherwise have a good evening.